Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Thank you so much for the support on the previous video. I want to jump right into what this video is about, and as you can see from the title, I am 26 years old and I've had to cut a lot of people out of my life. Now, is that something that I am boasting about and very proud of? No, but I ultimately believe that it is for the best purpose, in somewhat of a selfish way, but also I think it's something that I think everyone should do, if there are relationships in their life that are not really helping them grow. So I'm not going to get into names. I don't think that's a right thing to do. I also don't think it's good to just blame other people for all of the relationship issues or friendship issues. I think that's the wrong thing to do, but rather I just want to talk about my experience and part of the reason why I've had to remove friends from my life. You see, back from middle school and high school, I've always felt like I've had friendships, and when I use this, I mean, I think to me a friendship is it's always been something, not that I've struggled with making friends, but I think having friendships that are fully positive. You see, growing up, middle school and high school, I had a lot of friendships that were very toxic. And when I say toxic, I mean friendships where it was like, the best way that I can describe it is when I told Natalie about the friendships that I had, she was blown away and she's like, "You've never really had an actual friend." Because a lot of these friendships were people that were, like I would help them out so much. And for example, let's say if I had a friend that needed to move, I would be there right in the morning to help and move. But then if I asked the same thing back from a friend, that wasn't reciprocated. Or for example, if I was always being kind to a friend, always just going out of my way to make sure that they were okay, that still wasn't reciprocated. Or if I spent a lot of time trying to help someone go through a breakup or something difficult happened in their life, or maybe there's a fight that's been happening in their family, I made sure that I was there to support them, but that wasn't reciprocated. And I think the big part of, realizing that it's time to move on is realizing that maybe a friendship is not worth your time, and realizing that maybe the two of you or however many people, maybe it's just best that you go different ways. And I think that's a very healthy thing to do. I think that's better than staying in a friend group, staying in a relationship if it's not working. I think as you reach your later 20s, and I think for any age, I'm sure every single person who watches this video or who doesn't has had a friendship that either they have kept for way too long for several different reasons. That could be maybe you met someone when you were like a kindergartner, or maybe someone in, your family friend group that you just became friends with because they were around you, but you just kept them as a friend for whatever reason. And I think it's important to evaluate the people that genuinely care and support you. So getting to when I told Natalie about the friends that I had, she had a very different experience than what I had, where there were people that genuinely cared about her well-being and that were always there to support her. And I think that really struck me hard, because I realized that a lot of these friends that I've had don't really sound like friends. And I spent a lot of time looking up, what is a real friend, and reading the Bible and talking about friends. And a lot of what I felt like I was reading did not really apply to the friends that I had. Now, I'm not saying these people are horrible, and by any means, I'm not trying to make this video to bash anyone. The point of this video is just, I think it's a very healthy thing to do to evaluate the friends that you have and realize, is this person beneficial for your well-being, and what you're giving in, are you getting out? I don't think that's a selfish thing to do. I think some people may value or look at, not value, but look at it that way. I think that's just a very healthy thing to do. And I think it's also the most fair thing and the most right thing that you can do in a friendship. What if you're not even the person that is, supporting a person in the way that they really need? Maybe I wasn't a great friend to other people, but I think mutually the decision that was made, I think, was the right call. Now, I think something that can be difficult, especially, 26 years old, is that people do not take, honesty that well. People do not. I think there is a reason why people lie. But when it comes to telling someone that they are no longer really, you know, you kind of need to stop being friends with them, I think that can be a hard thing to really say. And I think coming up with the confidence to do that can be very hard. And there's so many thoughts that can go into your head. It's kind of like you're breaking up with someone who has been in your life for a very long time. And putting that into words can be very difficult. But I think ultimately, if the reason why you're doing it is because you genuinely care about the other person and your own interest, and you know that it's not working out, I think that is the best thing. And I think as long as you genuinely believe that, I think whatever you say will, your words will come out right. I think if that's your genuine interest. Now, if you're just getting rid of a friend because they're not helping you enough, like, I don't think that's a valuable excuse to get rid of a friend. But I mean, hey, you can do whatever you want. Free country, as my brother would always say. But I think that's really important. So what have I seen from getting rid of some people in my life? I think I've had a lot of clarity. I think that typically when you have certain people in your life that are, very close to you, especially friend groups, I think you get to see a different perspective of the world, and you get to see and hear different perspectives that you normally wouldn't. I'm sure all of us can either agree or disagree, but I think all of us can agree that when you're around certain friends, they have different perspectives that you kind of agree with, and then maybe sometimes you're with a different friend group and that changes, and you kind of find that you have to, I don't want to say like, I don't want to say it, but kind of, I don't want to say act a certain type of way. That's something that I'm kind of proud of, that I didn't become that. But I think you tend to be very similar to the people that you hang around with, I think is the best way of putting it. And if you're hanging around with people that maybe are not in the direction that you want to go in, is that really worth it? So I found myself with certain people having certain beliefs, and I don't even want to say beliefs, but perspectives that probably were not the best thing. I felt that I was starting to become someone that I wasn't. I think I started to treat people a certain type of way because of the people that I was around, and I think that's really unhealthy. But I think it is good to have that refreshment, take a break, and find people that have genuine interests. And again, going back to what I was saying, if you're friends with someone from kindergarten, I think it's a very slim chance that those people will have the same perspectives and morals and values that you have currently at your age. I think that's very rare, and I've never understood how so many people have friends who they've had since kindergarten. I think that's crazy. That's admirable if that's actually what people are able to do, but I've always been like, that's insane. But what I honestly believe is that when you go from the age of 20, or we'll just say 18, for example, and then you're 26 years old, there's 8 years that your brain is developing, that you are experiencing new things, new relationships, new friendships, life events that happen, new jobs, new, whatever it may be, new health issues, just anything. You're not going to be the same person that you were. No one is going to be the same person that they were. I'm telling you, even if it's the smallest thing, no one is going to be the same person that they used to be. But what I do think is that, your values change, and you want to be around people who have similar values and who really want to be in a relationship where your values not only align, but you're doing things for the right reason that match those values. I always find it interesting when certain people have friendships where their values don't align. Like, for example, if you have a friend that's a racist, and then you're a friend that doesn't really believe in that, it's like your values are very different. So therefore, do you think that is really a good friendship that you want to have? So it's something that I think is something to definitely take into account. Now, by no means am I pointing fingers saying my friends are racist. I'm not saying that. It was just an example that I want to use. So I just want to preface that. But what I think is just really important, and the whole point of this video is, if you are someone who is currently experiencing, you know, you feel like your friends are just not really great people, take a step back and just really see if that is something that you want to maintain. And as hard as it may be to rip off that band-aid, I'm telling you, I think it will be better for you in the long run. And you don't want to be around people that are going to pretty much bring you down. That's just, you know, if you want to stay in a relationship like that, which I've seen, go for it. But I think you're going to feel way better if you try to find people and align yourself with other people who have the same morals, same values, and direction that you want to go in. Especially sometimes even finding people that are in a better place than you are, so that you can try to reach that point and ask them for advice and get better and come closer to whatever your goals are. You know, I think we're all on a certain journey in life. We're all going at different paces, whether that's slow or fast, or maybe you're stagnant right now. I think it's very important to align yourself with the right people. So anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And thank you again for the support on the previous video. I'm really glad that you liked it. And thank you all for the comments. I read all of them. So thank you. Very, very kind comments. I forget what the names are, but thank you again. And if you're enjoying this series, please leave a like, comment, and let me know what video you would want me to talk about. I do think this is a great series talking about I'm 26 and then I can answer a question or just talk about something. So anyways, thank you so much for watching again. I appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out. Bye.